Welcome back to Persona 5 Strikers. It is time to dive into the dark depths of the Okinawa jail. And find out just what brainwashed these islanders.
Is this the lab? It's kind of eerie.
Bad vibes here, guys. This place looks straight up haunted.
Queen, you alright? Yep, all fine here.
You sure don't sound fine. Screw you too, Can! Huh?
I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Where are you, sis? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Wait. I didn't know you two were...
No. We're just friends.
So that happened again. Yeah. I'll talk about that in a moment, because we've got some important story stuff here.
So there really is a jail here. And that means this Ubukata person is its monarch, right?
But why wasn't Sophie able to detect it until just now? There is a possibility that it was sleeping.
Okay, jails can apparently sleep.
Jails can sleep?
And you say the same thing. Does this mean that jails are vulnerable to technical damage while sleeping? That's the real question.
Once the keyword was entered, it almost felt as if this place woke up.
Ah, so you mean jails have a sleep mode?
Or it was like an inactive forum, and what we did was the equivalent of jail necro posting.
Now this is a new wrinkle.
By the way, I hope I don't sound condescending here, but for those who don't know, necro posting is a term for when you post in a thread that is like not having replies for months or even years, and then that pushes that thread up to the top of like the new replies list. Most forums have rules against doing that. Well, thankfully, that voice someone calls was just the Velvet Room, not a ghost.
You appear to have entered quite the conundrum. What awaits you here in these lands is an inhuman being. This is where she...
What, do you mean a human not human? That is like, I don't know why, but that's one of my least favorite translation choices from the old Fire Emblem 6 fan translation that I used to play. I think that wording has been cleared up now. It's the first Manakete that you fight.
No, I oughtn't speak any further.
That would be spoilers.
My duty is to witness your path laid before you by your decisions. You must witness for yourself the being I have mentioned.
Yeah, Velvet attendants are meant to just observe, not directly interfere.
As for why I have called you here, a new form of persona execution is now at your disposal. You may now perform the Triad Fusion, a group execution harnessing special power.
And just like all fusion in this game, it is reliant, like, you can't directly manually choose to do it, it's only for specific things, and a lot of these require annoyingly high levels. Personas born from this fusion are more likely to receive stat bonuses.
Triad fusions allow you to generate even more powerful personas. Please make wise use of it in preparation for the trials ahead. Farewell.
Well, we might need some more power for a spooky abandoned lab. But yeah, you can't, like, directly see Triad fusions, but, like which ones are Triad fusions, but some of them will show up. For example, yeah, this one right here is for Archangel. They're not actually, like, mostly special fusions, but, like, yeah, so some of them will, you know, be like this, and, yeah, that requires a fee. So be on the lookout for these, because usually they'll be better than what, like, you know, making something out of a Triad fusion is usually better than making it out of a double fusion, but sometimes you won't have the option of a Triad fusion. So yeah, it's a little weird, like, fusion in this game in general. Doing this playthrough, I actually haven't been as frustrated with the fusion system as I was before, but it's still a little bit, it's not the best. I do prefer the other fusion systems. Alright, that's why I can't get a Hobaki. I just don't have money.
May luck be on your side.
And so to everyone else, Ren just stared into space again for ages.
What's up?
Ah, Velvet Room thing.
Anyways, if all the people on this island got their hearts changed, doesn't that mean their desires were taken? We've got to get them those desires back, fast. We're in real danger until we do.
Good point. First, we need to figure out where they're being held.
This really is real, isn't it? I just keep feeling like I'm losing it.
Well, this is only your second trip in here, makes sense.
Sorry. But I'm gonna stick around here while you do your thing. This place is your territory, not mine.
I guess anybody who's not in the active party will stay back and guard him.
Yeah, leave it to us. This is where we take down whoever's in our way.
Hell no. I'm a grown man.
Just a moment. Sophie? I hear a voice deeper inside.
And you don't have a contract with Lavenza, so that's bad.
What do you mean by that? I can hear someone calling for me. I'm going to check it out.
Somebody restrain her.
Hey, wait! Sophie!
Let's go, Joker.
And this song is amazing. It's just called Singularity. And if you know what a singularity is, it implies things about what went on here. But this song is just, it's probably one of the more underrated songs of Persona 5 Strikers. Also,
let's go.
I love this. Just do that cuff adjustment and then just, instead of jumping down, somehow that's even cooler than jumping into the jail.
What's gotten into her?
She said it was a voice.
Whatever it is, we have to catch up to her.
So, welcome to the Okinawa jail. Now, this map we've got here, this is actually the entire jail. This is a mini jail. And we're going to be stuck in mini jails for the foreseeable future. It's kind of like when the plot gets really intense, they want the jails to be not like as super long. But don't think that means this jail is not going to be interesting or fun gameplay-wise, because, well, it has a really cool theming, firstly, and it's got some interesting enemies to fight and some good gimmicks.
What's the deal with this place? It's so creepy.
Are you holding up, Queen?
Yes, fine. Let's hurry up and find Sophie.
So we've got these beds here. Just like a lot of horror games, this place has some good atmospheric storytelling. What appear to be sort of cells. Because these people's shadows would have come in here after they got their hearts changed. And then we also have that, but before we check that out...
Picking up something close by.
Strange disc. Well, something that we know that Ichinose is going to ask for later. So it's like, this song is a combination of like electric guitar, intense electric guitar, and like really just eerie, soft sound. It's such a cool song.
Hang on. There's something here. Is that a tape recorder?
Let's see if it works.
This plan brings to fruition a dream long cherished by the research team. No, by all mankind. Every last test subject, a successful change of heart, when the penitentiary system is complete. The concept of suffering will be dead to all mankind.
Penitentiary system, removing suffering from mankind. Where have we heard this before?
Now, let us rejoice and welcome the new age of humanity. Emma shall be our guide into this promised land.
Emma?
Well, I think I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from not surprise.
And changes of heart?
Just as Ichinose said, there was indeed some form of experimentation on Emma here.
The voice said something about a penitentiary system, too. I think I understand what they were researching here now.
Well, pretty much both.
Yes, that would be a logical conclusion. Anyway, we'll talk more about it later. We need to track down Sophie first.
Right. We have to catch up with her.
Damn it, Shorty. Why'd she have to run off like that?
So it's definitely a cliche to have, like, apocalyptic messages inside one of these old abandoned labs being like, yes, our experiment is finally complete. And then, like, 5 logs later, oh no, we went too far. Ah! Log ends here.
Hey, why is it gotta get so dark on us?
It has grown even eerier as well. What lies in wait ahead of us?
The visibility level's a real issue, but I'm still worried about Sophie. Let's proceed with caution.
It's one of those cases where, yeah, it's a cliche, yeah, it's a bit of a trope, but I like it, honestly. I'm kind of a sucker for these, like, these sort of creepy abandoned research labs kind of things. Like, even the Sonic comic that I'm reading now is doing it, actually kind of does it twice.
There! Sophie!
Thank goodness you're safe, Sophie.
The good news is, we caught up to her before any scripted fights happened.
I'm sorry.
The bad news is I just said scripted fight, so I tempted fate.
You said you heard a voice, yeah? Figure out who it is yet?
No. It disappeared once I arrived here.
We never heard anything of the sort.
So only Sophie could hear it?
It was very strange. The voice sounded similar to my own, and it was calling my name. Maybe the owner of the voice knows me. How's that, Sophie? The only memory I recall before meeting Joker is the directive to become humanity's companion. I've traveled so far with you all, and learned many things. But I still know nothing about myself. When I heard the voice, I thought I had found my chance to learn about me. I'm sorry for worrying you. Thanks, Joker.
I've got a feeling we can learn more about you right here.
Sophie needs a hug. Please hug her now.
Huh?
What makes you say that?
I've been thinking for a while now. Jails, Emma, Sophie. I keep looking for some kind of connection. We found Sophie in a jail, right? Emma was linked to that jail. And Sophie is an AI like Emma.
And all AIs know each other, apparently.
There's no way these are all coincidences. Something has to link all three. I had hoped we'd eventually come across the answer if we investigated the jails we found.
I see. You believe these things have a uniting factor.
I do like how Morgana is making an effort to help someone else who's amnesiac learn about their past, just like he went through that in the last game.
Not only that, I at least kind of know what Sophie's going through.
And I just preempted the direction that the game itself was about to go in.
Not knowing your identity or your past, it's rough. So let's join Sophie in hunting down this mystery voice.
I get the feeling this mystery voice is not going to have good intentions for her, but, well, we'll beat it up if it tries anything.
Agreed. For Sophie.
Really? Thank you.
Well, now we got 2 missions. 1, take back all the locals' desires so they stop trying to kill us.
Yeah, that's important.
And 2, figure out who the hell keeps yelling at Sophie.
Again, Ryuji is like the best bro to Sophie.
Yeah, good idea.
I have no objections. It's only natural for us to assist both the public and our own teammates.
All right, Phantom Thieves, let's get to it. Look.
And at this point, we should be able to put Sophie back in our party. But she's a little over-leveled at this point, so I'm going to go with everyone else. Also, I forgot to spend my bond points. Let's get Bond Maker. There we go, Bond Maker is now maxed. I don't need to worry about upgrading it anymore. Let's get more ammo, actually.
A shadow. What do we do?
We do? Okay.
Just on the other side. Be careful.
A long time ago,
You're getting close. Busting this guy?
in the original Persona 5 playthrough, I said that one day we would see the best way to ambush enemies in any game ever made. Today is that day. I have been looking forward to this as much as Akihiko. It is time for the greatest ambush attempt known to man! Smashing through a window to ambush enemies. This is one of my favorite things to do. It's one of my favorite things in all of Strikers. This is insane. I love this so much. And that's the reason this jail's pretty good. Also, yes, because this is a creepy abandoned lab, of course, we have blobs that explode on us.
That was too easy.
I'm gonna swap over to Ryuji because a lot of enemies in here are weak to electricity. This is actually, like, even though it's not totally obvious, this is kind of a Ryuji-focused arc, and at least for gameplay purposes with the enemy weaknesses. But also because of Sophie.
Give it a 5 out of 10.
It's a shadow. Careful, okay?
And I give this an infinity out of 10! I don't know how many other people agree with me, but I just think this is the coolest ambush method potentially in any video game. This is just like... I love this. So yeah, also Black Ooze. Yeah, basically the enemies here fill this theming of the sort of horror setting. Yeah, now, someone in the comments pointed this out to me. I didn't actually realize you can hold... You can charge Ryuji's shotgun! I have played this game like 4 times.
Was that it? That was bad.
And this is my first time knowing you could do that. That is really cool. Now, I believe there is a mini-boss coming up that is weak to Bless. So I will want Sophie eventually for that. But also, we have surgical lights. Okay, well, at least this helps a little bit now. But these surgical lights are gonna put me in a cutscene.
Stop right there!
They are electric element. Which means that, yeah, these enemies do not like electricity either. So yeah, we got legions. We have a creepy abandoned lab full of big blobs of faces and slimes, and yeah. So I don't know if I'm kind of jumping the gun with this, but there's a general theme of stories and like of stories to the jails. The first jail was based on Alice in Wonderland. The second was based on Dragon Quest and isekai fiction in general. The third jail was based on the Snow Queen. This one is based on things like Resident Evil, this kind of like science fiction horror.
But there's something good inside. Hey, what do you think that is?
But yeah, we can crash through the windows just to reach items. So what this means, I'll leave that to you to decide. Oh, this is a level 2 lockpicking lock. Ha, we have the dagger of the Avatar from Fire Emblem Heroes of Light and Shadow, which I still think is a pretty underrated Fire Emblem game. And I don't even think that Chris is that bad of a character. Anyway, but we do get the Chris dagger. Let us equip that. Maybe we'll find a Katarina tome someday. Don't know who would use tomes in Persona 5, but still. Maybe Arn? Problem with this area is if you're playing in a dark area or on a dark TV, it can be a little disorienting. It's a very dark dungeon. Oh yeah, and the shadows like to do that. They will appear out of nowhere, and that legitimately jump scared me. That also legitimately jump scared me. This gets particularly annoying for a certain type of mission that will unlock eventually, let's just say. Yeah, these things are like kind of a double-edged sword for Ryuji because they, on the one hand, they are weak to electricity, and on the other hand, they are resistant to physical. But if I get that resistant to flinching going... Oh, my party members are covering all of the red blobs on my map. I was wondering why I couldn't see any when the enemies were still there.
That was nothing.
Okay, on to the next one.
And this door is bent in and unusable, so instead let's focus on doing this again! I love this! I don't know if this is cooler than the cars, but it's definitely up there. Well, let's drop this. I doubt that's gonna... Oh, I actually did hit them. Nice. Yeah, as I said all the way back in part 1, the hitbox... part 2, actually. The hitboxes on Essence of Roadside Weapons are a little lenient. Okay, so we've got something coming up, and for this, I do think I want to switch over to Sophie. Because I forget exactly where the mini-boss is.
Was that not a challenge?
But in the next few rooms is a pretty good bet.
So, this is a research lab for computer stuff?
That's supposedly the case, despite the facility projecting a human experimentation ambience.
Human experimentation? location?
That would mean this place's monarch used the real facility in the same way.
Ugh, what an effing gross way to see shit.
Yeah, it's also particularly disturbing to me that they did this on, like, this island that historically was, like, a place that was conquered by, like, the Japanese Empire. And it's kind of implies that they considered the people on this island expendable, and it's just like, oh yeah, let's just do experiments on them. No one's gonna miss them.
So many containers. What do you think's inside?
They appear to be roughly person-sized.
Well, that's not creepy at all. Whole bunch of Shisas, and, okay, this time the actual big beefy commander's gonna be fighting us. Now, Shisas, I believe, are, can't really see anything yet, but, ow. Shisas are... Oh yeah, they use Zeo, I think, so they wouldn't be weak to Zeo. Why do I not have a scan on them? Well, at the very least, I can drop this on them. Oh, well, I can swing on this, but they're still resistant. So you guys, you Shisas are, for some reason I'm not scanning, but I guess Psy works. Let's go for the Concentrate Psyo. Okay, yeah, I guess Charge and Concentrate can be useful sometimes. Okay, that's Brain Shake, okay. Just gonna want to get rid of the Shisas, because then Ryuji will have free reign to go all Zeo on these things. Well, I would say asses, but they only have faces. They also like to bounce around like bouncing balls. Thank you, Sophie, for debuffing the defensive awesome, though. I suppose while I'm in the middle of this fight, although we're probably going to be finished with this fight very soon, but still. The thing with Makoto, I've said before that I don't really like that whole trope of like, I was talking about tropes earlier, but I don't like that trope of like, oh, there's a, you know, really strong, confident woman, and then she's secretly scared of ghosts and stuff because that makes her really cute and like you want to protect her and all that. I normally really don't like that, and I've mentioned this in the Persona 3 streams as well, because that happens to Yukari too.
Your health is low. Don't do anything crazy.
I like Futaba's tone there. It's just like, your health is low.
This one. Okay.
Anyway.
Treasure chest. Come, let's open it.
Yeah, we have these hooks work kind of interestingly. You can jump onto them from way further away than you might think, and you can like jump all the way to the other hook. But I need to go and grab that chest. I kind of sum it up as see, she does need a man after all, and you can be that man. Like, in other words, just very much sort of pandering, but at the same time, some people would probably say that I'm making exceptions for those Makoto scenes because Makoto is my favorite ship for Joker, but I don't think it's actually that. It's weird that I don't really mind the Makoto stuff. It's like, it only happens like once or twice. I mean, I guess technically that's also the case for Yukari too. But it's just like, I feel like for some of these other characters, it's just overused a lot more often, and it's just like, it's something that I can't really articulate right now. But it's more that like, it is, I guess, some of the few, like, overt ship teasing that Joker and Makoto get in the main story, and I am a sucker for pairings that get ship teased in the main story. You probably know this about me by now. And, like, it's just, I'm kind of a sucker for these moments in, like, any sort of piece of media. Like, for example, I've been an Ash Misty shipper since the beginning of Pokemon.
What's that?
So, yeah, it's just kind of something about me. This is not a mini-boss, I believe. Oh, it is an Arabaki, though. Arabakis tend to resist a lot of elements at once. Okay, there we go. Scan's finally working now. So, weak to ice, and, like, they're weak to a lot of things, but they also null a lot of things, and they're resistant to both physical and gun, which is a little problematic. But it's also, like, kind of interesting. It's a little, like, so... Seeing that moment again when I was doing a test run of this game, having seen, like, Persona 5 Royal, it was actually pretty jarring, like, actually seeing Joker and Makoto getting ship teased in the main story again, because they kind of dropped that and decided to have Yoshizawa be the one who's actually ship teased with Joker and Royal, and Yeah, Yoshizawa was like one of the very few times that I have not liked a quote-unquote implied canon ship in like anything. And it's not that I don't like it, well actually no, there are reasons why I don't like it. It's more because of like certain elements of like the tropes. It feels less equal. I've already gone into this back in the original Persona 5, but and not to, you know, no offense to anyone who likes the pairing, but it feels less equal to me than Joker and Makoto does. It just almost feels as though, there's definitely that whole senpai wish fulfillment there. I guess we could stand to get a bit of a defense buff here. Didn't actually want to dash, but oh well. And it's just more that, like, I thought that Joker and Makoto was kind of the intended canonical pairing from the original, and so it felt a bit jarring for them to be like, oh wait, no, this is actually the real canon pairing now.
Let's listen. May provide us some clues about the lab.
I was about to say I'm sorry for going off on a tangent, then I realized that ship wars are the true horror. I guess it kind of sums things up, but when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth released, I actually went to the TV tropes page and looked at the history of the Your Mileage May Vary section, just to see how much people had been complaining about the ending, and I found that 75% of the edits were nothing to do with the ending, were actually just ship wars.
Please, Director Ubukata, we must immediately abort the experiment. It's too dangerous.
It's like, this sounds vaguely Keith Silverstein to me, but I don't know if it's actually him.
These are the orders I was given. If the system isn't tested on real humans, it won't ever be completed. But tricking the islanders into participating?
So these guys are the ones who effed up the island.
I heard a Director Ubukata. I believe that means one of the speakers is Shuzo Ubukata.
Orders, I was.
You know what happens to a person when their desire is taken, Director. We've learned of another party manipulating the cognitive world for their own purposes in the real one. But we cannot allow these individuals to progress beyond us. So long as we follow the divine revelation, we will attain the ideal society. I have absolute faith in the system as it was prophesied to me. What ideal society turns its entire population into slaves?
The ideal society of every single Persona villain, I guess.
This isn't any divine revelation. It's a curse. It can only lead to our destruction.
Well, my guess is that guy was next on the list for heart change, like, immediately after that conversation ended.
While still rather fuzzy, we are starting to see the big picture.
Yeah. This lab was researching jails and changing people's hearts.
And they used the island's residents as their test subjects.
We did see that email earlier about joining the Emma test.
So yeah, when you get an unsolicited email about will you participate in an exciting beta test to help create products that will further the development of humanity, maybe take it with a grain of salt, just saying.
They both mentioned a divine revelation too. Could that have something to do with Operation Oraculi?
Maybe.
How would that involve Emma?
That's the million-dollar question. What is Emma's role in all this?
Not just that. I'm curious who was pulling this director's strings, too.
Perhaps the mastermind behind this case?
We finally be getting close to the guy?
Did seem like Ubukata was taking orders from someone else. They also mentioned someone else making use of the metaverse, and that means that this might have been going on around the same time that Shido was doing stuff.
We have to find the desires first, regardless. And also track down that voice for Sophie. Let's press on.
And on and on. Oh hey, Ryuji has a showtime.
Alright!
You know, have we actually ever seen Ryuji? I don't think we've seen his showtime.
We should probably get it registered.
Huh? The heck is that?
So we've got a showtime, sorry. We've got a checkpoint here. And here I would normally leave and just show something, but I can't because I have a showtime with Ryuji. And I think I would lose that if I left the jail now. Yeah, I can unironically say that this song gives me chills, like it does. It's just, this is so good. Okay, I think I know where the mini-boss is, and in that case, we're not going to be needing Sophie for a little while longer, so instead I can bring back Team Underleveled. Yeah, you can, those are, it's a good thing to stick to these lights. if you don't want to get ambushed by blobs appearing out of the floor.
Maybe the best way to put it is, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses.
And Ryuji's strength is this!
Here I go!
Oh, okay, that normally looks like a giant skull-shaped cloud, but we didn't see it there because, yeah.
Wait, it's over? Bye.
Because the walls were in the way. It's more meant for more open areas.
Wanna open it?
Like, this dungeon design actually does feel it's a lot more Persona-ish than Warriors now, and I guess some people may take issue with that. Like, you don't really get as many big, wide open areas to fight in as you might expect in this game.
What we need.
Pretty sure this isn't the mini-boss.
Another tape recorder.
No, they're just gonna let us have this
Next,
one.
the third one.
There's a chance these things could have clues about the Islanders' desires. Or even that voice Sophie's hearing.
Yeah, we should listen to it.
Well, he's cracked, he's gone nuts.
What the? That is not good. Is a few eggs short of a scramble, huh?
Hand over the desires? Oh, not just the locals, but my own as well? So that's why I was made the task monarch. You planned on turning me into just another puppet.
Well, we know whoever his boss is, it's male.
Task monarch?
I can't believe I fell for it. Just some pathetic clown dancing at his fingertips. But he is not going to win. He can't take this from me. My desire is mine. I refuse to simply give it up.
Dude, it sounds messed up.
Yeah, he really wasn't in his right mind.
He kept talking about his desire being taken. Just what has been going on here?
We'll only find out if we keep going.
If his desire was at risk of being taken too, then that means he wasn't the one controlling the desire-stealing mechanisms of this jail? Huh, that's weird.
I still hear the voice. Does its owner recognize me?
Hey, don't go overthinking it, Sophie.
He's right, you know. Our expert on not thinking gives pretty good advice there.
Yeah, listen to the... Hey, shut up!
That's yet another example of a Ryuji butt monkey moment that I'm okay with, because it's genuinely pretty funny. I like it when somebody accidentally agrees with an insult, then it's like, wait! So yeah, now we have these things. We can ride these hooks past these searchlights. We press the X button to drop down.
I wonder what happened to the director after the last recording.
I sincerely doubt anything good. It sounded as if he was beyond wit's end.
So, from Alice all the way here to the director, everyone was just being used for something?
Perpetrator is still out there. We have to stop them. Hopefully this place will have some answers.
Okay, that's a level 3 lock. I don't think I have the right quest to do this. Yeah, it says to unlock question mark. So we're gonna have to come back here later. I like how there's sort of a whole like wall of spotlights down there, but it's also really funny how just like the party AI is really weird. Like people would just jump on these hooks all the time for like no apparent reason. Again, it's just I don't know. It's maybe they're just coded to jump on. Anyway, we can also do this. They're like coded to jump on Phantom Dash objects whenever possible, but it just looks really weird. But again, like you can basically zip to these hooks from anywhere, and that will be really useful in a later side quest in this jail. Because yes, there will be side quests in this jail. I love how this is highlighted. Yep, let's just smash right through. And from here, we can smash this.
Looks quite powerful.
Take this!
Let's get you. I'm guessing you're a bunch of oh, it's a big Shisa. Rooftop line. Oh, I remember now. The sheets are weak to fire, aren't they? Well, good things aren't as part of Team Underleveled. Let's go. Let us show them the power of Bernie's Hot Pizza Bernie's, which is a line from an old Australian sitcom that I used to watch. It's just the complete deadpan way that the character says it. I've always stuck with me. Oh, Bernie's Hot Pizza Bernie's. And then it sort of became a running gag. Oh, hi, Wildfire. Wasn't that the original name of Sonic and the Secret Rings? I'm sorry that I'm referencing Sonic so much lately. Panther's fire attacks do increased damage and have an increased chance of burn. Okay, so that makes her work even better with Morgana, because we needed more Morgana in our lives. Which, thankfully, I do not consider an implied canon pairing. Okay, a little bit more damage, and we should be done with this guy. I feel like I haven't actually played as Arn that much. It's just like, I often forget Arn's regular combos because you just use spells with her so much more often. I almost read that as Brain Drain Pipe, but in a place like this, Brain Drain Pipe would make a lot of sense. Well, I guess I can get rid of regular Garu. Yeah, Morgana can put things to sleep now, and with Technical Adept and everything technicaling off of sleep, I suppose that actually does work. Except the one that requires a level 3 lockpicking skill, because we don't have that yet.
Now, let's see what's inside.
Okay, more revival bread, speaking of misreading things.
Cool. I'll take it.
I feel like there's like a game that does have bread as like either a really good healing, or like a revival item. And here is where I believe I need Sophie back. Yeah, so I'm going to put Sophie back in the party for this. Because I did this without the mini-boss's weakness before, and it did not go well.
Oh boy, that one looks dangerous.
It's super powerful. On your toes, guys.
Yep, it is Hecaton Kyra's 100-arm Watcher, and it is only weak to that, although potentially I could burn it. Or I could potentially get punched in the face for half my health, or I could potentially get punched in the face for a lot of my health. I just noticed, oh, goat soup, we need goat soup. I probably shouldn't have used 2 there, that was a little dumb, but okay. Oh yeah, Swift Strike is bad. But thankfully we have revives. Okay, I'm just going to stop messing around and instead focus on... I was kind of counting on Sophie's AI to debuff its defense, but that didn't happen. Ow. Okay, good. We hit with that. I would kind of appreciate a burn here, although at the same time, I guess you can take the go. Oh right, there's minions here. Definitely want to target the Watcher before the minions. That's a kind of a good freeze frame on Joker there. Ah, I walk right into your bull rush. Have I mentioned that I've always liked the way that, like, the second level Bless skill looks? It's like 2 sort of blades of light just converging on the enemy. Okay, yep, down to half already. I'm not good at timing Sophie's attack, so instead I'm just going to activate my thingy immediately. In fact, if I keep fighting with Sophie in here, I'm going to get blast processing sooner or later. Yeah, this thing is really, really strong and dangerous, so make sure that you're keeping on your toes here. Got a lot of powerful physical attacks. There we go, nice dodge. Yeah, I guess you can use an Argulau. I don't even know if burn works on you, although, hang on. Hangeth on, I have an idea. Okay, yeah. Does this work? It does work! Nice, because now I can do a double technical. Yeah, that does a lot of damage. In fact, I probably should have concentrated. Concentrate up, and then... Oh yeah, that was a lot of damage. I guess charge and concentrate are worth it. This might actually kill, thinking about it. It did! Great. Oh, somebody just got a showtime.
This is my final record. I've done such a terrible thing. The penitentiary system is nothing like he told me. not made to save humanity.
What was your first clue?
He sounds much weaker than before.
He's going to control everyone. Even the monarchs. All of humanity. Nothing more than slaves. That was the secret purpose of this project. Even my own desire will be seized at any moment now. But as long as I still have it, I can put an end to this myself.
Controlling even the monarchs?
I don't know what that director dude was going on about, but he definitely lost his shit by the end there.
I dread to consider what he meant by putting an end to this.
What is it, Sophie? I can hear that voice again.
For real?
I have no doubt this is the same voice. It's coming from that direction.
All right, that direction we go.
You've lost a lot of stamina. Maybe it's time to head back?
Well, yeah, Futaba's telling us that we should call it quits for now, and as there's a checkpoint right here, I think that's what we'll do.
See a new checkpoint. I think we should register it.
We've made some pretty good progress in the jail.
Don't get caught.
Before I call this though, I do want to show this. You might think that it makes no sense that you'd be able to return from the jail at this point because you're currently being hunted by a bunch of crazy brainwashed people. Well, video game logic, and actually you have as much time as you want out here. So, if you ever leave the jail at any point, you just go back to the entrance of the lab, and from here, you can do anything you could do at the hideout. You can't leave and explore anywhere, but you can buy ingredients at Sophie's shop, you can sell things, you can cook, you can do whatever you want. So, I'm going to restock my cooking ingredients, maybe cook some more, and then I'll see you back in the jail as we find out the truth about Ubukata. See you all then.